Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Heather Frierson, and I'm your host of the Business Spotlight podcast. And today I have Sal Shakir, founder and CEO of All In Nation. And he's going to be sharing all about his entrepreneurial journey, best practices, and really just share a sneak peek of what it's like to own and operate a business. So, if this is your first time on the channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get notification when a new show drops just like this one. Well, Sal, welcome to the show.
Hello.
I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Of course. Well, if you could just share with our listeners a little bit about your background, your experience, and what All In Nation is.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm an immigrant, in case you couldn't tell from my name. I was actually born and raised in Iraq. So I came
Wow.
here. When I was younger, when I was close to 16 years old, we had to flee Iraq, and
Mm.
um, we're Catholics from Iraq, and we were working with the U.S. military. My dad had a company that was working with the U.S. military after the war, so we were kind of like a target and to
Mm.
like the insurgents and like the radicals. So we had to flee. They shot my dad, and
Wow.
they tried to kidnap me and my brother a couple of times, and they broke in the house few times, and one of them, my dad got shot. So that was we had to pack up and leave, and it took some
Yeah.
time, but we actually made it. We came to the United States when I was about 16 years old, and then we kind of just thought that to any immigrant, they think that money grows on trees in the United States. Honestly, that's what everybody thinks. Like if you have relatives that live outside the country and or they've never been here and they think that it's rainbows and butterflies and money grows on trees, there's no issues. And we came here to survive, right? And clearly learned, very soon after that, learned that,
Hmm.
we have to make some money and survive. And my dad felt like he's failing financially, and, you
Mm.
know, had to do whatever it takes to make sure we can afford to pay rent and to pay
Yeah.
for food. And I started 0 hour school. So I went to school, and I went before other kids, so I can leave school earlier. And when
Mm.
I leave school early, I could work, pick up any work that I could do with my hands. I did plumbing work.
Mm.
I used to knock on golf on houses that on golf courses because their fences, rust. So I used to say, hey, pay me half the money. I'll scrape the fence and I'll paint it. And after I'm done, I can
Wow.
buy material. And after I'm done, you pay me the rest. And so I made money in any way possible I can. I was a
Yeah.
AC technician, helper, anything you can think about. Then I ended
Hmm.
up buying cars at the auction, the car auctions, like $400 or $500 cars, selling them back to the auction to other dealers to wholesale cars. And I lost, I kept losing in that, but
Mm.
I was ignorant. So sometimes when you're ignorant, you're like, you don't have a plan. You're like, if somebody's doing it, I'm gonna make sure I do it and I do it better, right? So
That's right.
I guess in a sense that my own ignorance drove me forward, right, to keep
Hmm.
going. And along that time, I landed a job to work with the U.S. military again, in to train the U.S. military how to survive in an environment
Wow.
like Iraq or Afghanistan through a series of training called rotation, and it would last about 21 days out of the month. So I used to go to the desert and kind of just help train. It's all like simulation, role playing, but you
Yeah.
like literally get given an ID and uh, fake, like it's real guns but fake bullets, right? Blanks. But then you would wear something called miles, and it's like a big laser tag, and it would beep if you get shot, and then they come give you a card, and if you're wounded and you die after 15 minutes, then you go and get reassigned, and or you get captured, or so it was really cool. It was like one of my probably my one of the best things I've done in my life. I did it for 3.5
Wow.
years, and it taught
Wow.
me it taught me more discipline than working with the military. Like I was already a disciplined person at a young age, and that gave me that much more discipline. And I think that gave me also the business acumen by trade. Like most, I don't know
Hmm.
if you've met there's some successful ex-military people and they run businesses very efficiently because of their military background, right?
Hmm.
Even though I
Hmm.
wasn't in the
Sure.
military, but I was in association with it. So it was pretty cool. And then I
Wow.
opened up my retail car dealership back in 2013. I actually stopped stopped the rotation thing, and which is pretty cool. I got some certificates from that, what kind of good we've done, and opened up my retail car dealership, and was selling cars here in Phoenix. I had a one car location and expanded to a second car location. But I've always had love for real estate. When I was 18 years old, I managed to save about $16,000, and I bought a burnt condo and for fifteen
I love
thousand
that.
six hundred dollars.
Oh my gosh, all of your savings.
All of it. And I still had the car business going, but it was me, my brother, and my dad in the car business, and I'm like, I need to do this on my like this. I have more than enough
Yeah.
business. I save money, keep it in the car business, and somehow, me and my dad and some helper, we managed to remodel it, and I rented that for a few
Mm.
years until I sold it to launch my real estate journey, which I sold it
Wow.
for $80,000 and some change after a few years. And that was the money I invested to do our first fix and flip with
Hmm.
my business partner now, Carlos. So I met him, he was doing title work, um, like kind of check cashing places. They do title work
Hmm.
too. So he was doing the title work for my car dealership, and we became friends. And I'm like, let's do business together. And from one idea to another, we thought of everything, and then real estate came about, and we decided to do our first fix and flip.
Okay. You said a lot of things as if they were fact, and they are to you, but to the listener, your story is jaw dropping. And my first thought is from having to flee from Iraq with, your beliefs and then coming here to America to where you are now. How did your experience shape you as a leader and a business owner?
You know, there's one thing in business that I learned is that there's the one thing that doesn't change is change itself in business. That's inevitable.
Mm.
And if we don't grow, we're just gonna
Mm.
be squashed in business. And I
Mhm.
used to be a horrible leader. So when you asked me
Mm.
how I became a leader, that's something I worked on very, very hard. I
Mm.
paid a lot of money. I read a lot of books. I practice it every day, and how to be a better businessman, how to be a better leader, because everybody
Yeah.
thinks that because you're a manager, you're a good leader,
Mhm.
and that's a huge misconception. Leaders lead from the front is not just that picture that you see. Leaders actually have paint the picture, and you have to have such a big vision, and your dreams have to be so big, and that
Mm.
other people's dream fit in them. That's why people or employees leave organizations, because they feel like they can't grow somewhere, and if they can't grow somewhere, that's a reflection of you and your organization, that you're not creating the
Mhm.
opportunity for them to grow. Therefore, your dream is not big enough, right? So I guess the thing with me and my business partners that we're big dreamers. Like we don't want to.
Mm.
I could have retired. I can retire if I want to, but I don't think that would be good. Like that's not a good example to teach my
Mm.
kids. I have a beautiful wife and two kids. Two
Mm.
almost 2 years old daughter and 4 year old son. Like I want them to aspire to do better, and I want them to do the things they love. But if the thing that they're gonna love is just to be play video games, and like
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna learn that in my household. They're gonna learn that you need to grow, and you always need to push your limits.
Yeah.
And by the and maybe that's why we own and operate 7 businesses. This is a downsize
Mhm.
that we have now. Like we used to own a lot more businesses, and we had to sell some, consolidate,
Wow.
and now we operate 7 businesses. And the challenge with that is the
Mhm.
leadership, and that was one of the most recent challenge that I had to go through in the last 3 years. and to change our organization to become a corporation. To
Mm.
as business owners, we all start as hustlers, right? Like we have a skill set, and then we do it, and we make money. We're like, oh my god, I unlocked the code. And you quickly learn that that's you have to graduate
Yeah.
from a hustler to a CEO, or to a founder or
Mm.
a business owner. And part of that is that you have to incorporate. You can't curse anymore. You can't run it like the boiler room anymore, right? And part of that, you just evolve and get better, and you build more scar tissues, and you become better at this.
Yeah. I love that. I wrote that down. You have to grow from hustler to CEO.
Yeah.
That is a whole, I think, TED talk in itself you need to do. But I can get on a tangent about that. But I want to go back to All in Nation. And you said you had 7 businesses. What is All in Nation?
All in Nation is like a dream project, honestly. It's kind of like what you are doing right now. Like, you educate people about what's possible in business and how to be better. It doesn't have to be
Mm,
better, doesn't mean more money. Better is
mm,
as a human being, and as an elite person, that you're financially sound, you make good decisions, you're a good person, you're always growing, you're helping people while you grow. And All in Nation is that. We own. So All in Nation is like a consultancy and education. It's an
mm,
entrepreneurial ship blueprint. All right. If somebody who is in high school and trying to and doesn't even know if they want to go to college, or somebody who isn't going to college, or somebody's working somewhere and they think that there's bigger things, there's more things they need to do in life, and or they have a bigger purpose, and that bigger purpose has to do with them taking the leap of faith,
mm-hmm,
and betting on themselves, and becoming a one business man or one businesswoman or a one man show, right? And then the future might become bigger, but they know that them working a 9 to 5 is not them. It's not
mm.
it's not gonna bring them happiness. It's not really taking them
Yeah.
to places they want to go. And All in Nation is that. We hold seminars, we hold workshops, we hold boot camps, we do
Mm.
webinars, we do consultancy, one-on-one consultancy. We have mentorship programs, and it's not
I
just
love
me and
that.
my partner behind it. We have people, that can't see this. There's an office full of people that, in their respective seat,
Mm-hmm,
whether they're in the All in Nation side or in the other businesses that we own, which kind of fits in like a puzzle piece, because our other
mm.
businesses are an extension of everything
Yeah.
that we
Wow.
talk about. So we own a software company and data aggregation company.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
we own a digital marketing company. We own a call center out of the country, and we own a real estate investment firm that we help homeowners, exit bad situation, or we buy houses and we flip houses, and we,
Mm.
we source deals. We own a solar company, and
When you say we, is that you and the
me
same
and my
partner,
me and my business
Carlos?
partner, correct? Yes.
So the two of you together are all in, and for this, well, that for All
Yeah.
in Nation, together on all 7 of these businesses.
Yes.
And it culminates
We
into,
have like the solar business. We have another partner, like that's an operating partner. Like, so we may,
got
and
it.
some businesses that we may be affiliated with as well. But we run them on the daily basis. These are the,
Wow.
yeah,
I, with 7 businesses, you must be wearing a lot of hats.
yeah.
Run us through a typical day for you, because this is interesting to me with so many wide a range of software, call center. Run us through a typical day.
It's never a dull moment, for sure. But I used to laugh about this. So we incorporate, like, we run. I don't know if your listeners know the book Traction by Gino Wickman. The EOS
Okay,
system, right? So we
I've heard of that.
incorporate we have the EOS system in here, and we operate
Mhm,
with
mhm,
that. So we have our level 10 meetings, which is once a week, right? So we meet with
mm,
the leaders of the company, which is actually today. So today is level 10 meetings, and some level 10 meetings happen tomorrow as well, because we can't fit all of them in one day.
yeah.
So Yeah, today is level 10 meeting day, and I said that if I knew growing up, I would be uh, in that many meetings, I would have laughed at myself. I would say, "You're out of your mind." Like me working, knowing that I work with my hands, I put my hands to work, and like I get results, right? And now is a lot of meetings, a lot of decision making, and never a dull moment
Mhm,
because and they're not all rainbows and butterflies.
mhm.
It gets lonelier on the top, and that's true. It gets harder, but that doesn't mean it's harder on you. It's just you just get better. You build more
Yeah.
resilience. You become quicker with making decisions because you have departments that you've put in your head that you can take those tools and implement them right there, and then or you just say the right thing because you've been in that scenario 10 other times before.
Yeah.
So I guess my day is I wake up in the morning and if the kids are awake, try to spend some time with them. If not, try to go up to the gym and maybe listen to a podcast. And after that, come to work, see what's on the schedule. I can't run my day without the calendar. Like I
Yeah.
time block, I have everything on the calendar. If it's not on the calendar, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Uh,
Same.
I used to think that like I didn't know the power of that until I actually
Mhm.
implemented it years ago. Life would be crazy now if I don't.
Yes. I live
Um,
on calendar too. I'm the same thing. I'm like, it wasn't my calendar. I forgot or
yeah.
whatever. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. It's crazy that like to run business nowadays without knowing like time blocking and calendar, I think it's
Yes.
chaos. And chaos is one result to chaos in business is your business will eventually crumble, right?
Hmm.
But part of my day, actually 5 minutes before we joined this call, I was talking to one of my team members. They came in. We had a company-wide meeting yesterday, and I said something in the company-wide meeting. And this happens, but one of the new members that have been here with us came to me and start asking me questions. Like you said something yesterday about growth and about financial planning and where people need to go. And do you mind if I ask
Hmm.
you some questions? So um, part of that, part of doing the daily and dealing with even lawsuits and dealing. I can't
Mm.
remember a day that I woke up in the last probably 7 years. I have dormant cases, I have open cases, real time cases where they're being sued all the time, or you're suing people
Mm.
for like nonsense sometimes, or like some other people poaching people, whatever it is, right? Like business is funny that way, right? And like we're so like chill and laid back, which it's funny in itself to see that happening in business. I can only imagine for people who operate with like force all the time and like yeah, and cursing at people and yelling at people. What do they deal with, right? But part of running an operation and you pour into your people, right? You become a leader, and a leader leads from the front, not just by telling them what to do and get results and make money. You help them grow as people. You help them achieve what they want to achieve. Maybe it takes 5 years to achieve that. Maybe their dream to buy their dream house or their dream car, or to build a family, right? And it's our job to pour into those cups, right? Like you
Hmm.
fill your cup and you pour into other people's emptier cups, or half full cups, and you try to fill it up as much as you can as a leader, because they'll come back, they'll fight for your business like it's their own.
It's
and
true.
and that's something that I had to learn. And I guess some of that is part of my daily, even if it's 10% of
Yeah.
my daily, that is very well
It's
part of
part of it.
my week. Yeah.
The team, the team is essential to everything you do. Everything we do as business owners and entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
don't, I can't imagine running the business without having this
No.
team that we have. And we've had bad apples. We've had wrong team members, and we learned from that. Actually, we've cried about it. It hurt so much that we cried. Right? Like
Yes.
when you get betrayed, so like such a big
Mm.
betrayal, like you just think like, oh my God, like how did
Yeah. You poured into someone so much and then,
I don't even care
yeah.
if they left, but the betrayal is what hurts, right? When you get stabbed, and
Mm.
but that's common in business. That shouldn't change who you are. You should just get
So
better at
good.
gatekeeping, right? And by doing
Wow.
that, we have our core values, right? Our core values. We had to fire I can't mention the name. We had to fire an ex CEO because he broke the core values, and
Mm.
it's a pretty big decision to fire a CEO, right?
Hmm.
Like to fire a rep, maybe it's easier, but to fire a CEO that's running all the companies overnight,
Mm.
and we had to do that because we operate with our principles, and nothing breaks our
Wow.
principles. And our business principles are core values, right? So our personal
Hmm.
principles is a reflection, right, in the business,
Yeah.
right? Or the business is a reflection of our personal core values or principles, right?
Yeah.
And we have our sacred 6 core values, and no one breaks it. If somebody breaks them, they're out, including myself. Like, we're held to the higher standard from top to bottom, bottom to
Hmm.
top.
Hmm.
Right? So I can't even break our core. Like, I have to align with our core values.
What are your core values really quick?
Uh, I can share them with you if
You
you
got
like.
to you got to test.
All right, I'm gonna share this with you. Do you guys?
I love core
Is this an
values.
audio or
Both.
okay? All right, well, let's do this.
Oh, you're gonna share your screen. I love
Oh, there you go. Here is the core values. Okay.
this.
All right, our sacred 6. Oh yeah, we operate like we departmentize everything. So
Hmm.
positivity, work ethic, integrity, execute, accountability, and win. And we don't just have them. We used to have them on the wall, thinking that, oh yeah, it's a cool thing
Hmm.
to have. No, we actually, back in the day, we had different core values. We thought it was cool. This is actually,
Hmm.
we live by these core values.
Yes.
Fire and we hire. Therefore, there was less churn because of this. We gatekeep.
Mm.
When we hire them, we let them know this is our core values. And we like positivity. Show up with a positive attitude every day. You are entering the arena. No negativity, no gossip, no drama, no bad
Mm.
apples. Leave your baggage at the door. Energy is contagious. Work ethic. In the arena, we show up, perform, and produce results daily. Do the work like your life depends on it. Do the work like your tribe depends on it. Do the work like your family depends on it, because it does.
Hmm.
Integrity, right? We operate in integrity in all areas of our lives. There is no such a thing as business ethics. There is only
Mm.
ethics. Be a person of
Mm.
principles. Principles are this organization foundation. Execute. I mean, I don't want to take too much time with this, but we run our company like based on departments. We have
Hmm.
everything. We have SOPs, flow charts, standard operating procedures. That is, and
Hmm.
you know, everything is documented in the business. Therefore, if I'm not here for a day, or if I'm not, and somebody,
Yeah.
things can run smooth, because we want to make sure that our customers are taken care of.
Yeah. I love that you went into teaching mode. I think that's so fantastic. You wanted to share because you weren't just sharing your values, which are important. And I am in agreement that your values are a reflection. But I can tell that you're a teacher and that
Thank
you want to help others. So why is that important to you to really help others? Because at the end of the day, that's what you're doing.
you. Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever helped somebody and never felt good?
No, actually, you always feel good.
All right, and and it's messed up. Even like when we help the less needy, like in our organization, we do quarterly outings, and part of quarterly outings, we also do quarterly giving. So we go help.
Mm,
We go. Last time we went to St. Mary Food Bank, and we go
mm,
hand food, and sometimes like we do these things, right? And and I'm sure, to your listeners, I'm sure we've seen somebody that was in need, and we've given him money, or given him food,
mm-hmm,
and you can see them being happy taking it. But the happiness that you receive, and maybe it sounds cliche, but for me, I truly live that. I think I get more joy out of helping people, and I think people
mm,
don't talk about it because they think that's just that's just a normal thing. Oh yeah, like, oh, I made somebody's day happy, and like, or people are gonna be looked down on if they said that I gained by giving, right? I gained, like, I did it for
mm-hmm,
me as well, right? And I think in order to live selflessly, you have to live selfishly as well. Like, you have to be
mm-hmm,
selfish. You have to build something big. You have to do something so big where you can pour into other people. So you can be self.
mm-hmm,
So you can pull people up. And that maybe that's part of my journey. I get to help. We do more so we can. And this is something that we talked about, actually. Earlier this year, we went to Mexico to an orphanage. A friend of ours owns an orphanage there, and we helped. It was such a beautiful thing. We built beds. We bought the food. We
mm,
talked to the kids. We played with the kids, and it was beautiful. And my partner and I had a conversation there, and we said, after today, or after this weekend, we're gonna do more, to make
mm,
more, to give more. That was exactly what we shook hands on. And
Mm,
we've been doing that before, but now we have like such a clear vision that we're going to do more to make more, but to give more. And
mm,
giving doesn't just have to be monetary. Giving by doing more, you learn more life experience. You learn, you make more
mm.
money. You get to give more money. You get to teach life experiences. You get to teach business. You get to help young people, young adults, right?
Yeah.
To be better human beings, to walk the right path, to be righteous people, because I think we do
Mm.
need more of that in the world. And the business doesn't have to be all sharky and
Yeah.
yeah, don't lower your guard, but be a person of principles, and I think that's going to help you endlessly or immensely in life.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you train maybe the other than your core values, the team to do that? Like we're not just in this business to make money, but to give and to kind of just infuse that same mentality because that's a different mentality.
Absolutely, and the people that we hire here is they're ironically, I never thought that would happen, but it did. We had people come here we have people in this organization, I can point them right now, that they don't come in for the money. They
Hmm.
make money, that's great. But they make it known to us like, hey, I'm joining this because I want to grow. And like I am like
Mm.
we have multiple businesses. So guess what? When they come in here, they get to learn different different aspects of a business rather than when they go work for, let's say somebody works at a restaurant or as a cashier, like they can go
Hmm.
move up to certain places, but they can't, it's not
Hmm.
diversified enough. We're diversified here. So somebody can learn something on the far left and something on the far right within a week, right?
Mm.
And they get to grow. And part of it is we talk to them about this. We're loud about these things. So how do we get them to help? First of all, we pay for it because it's a paid day, right? So they get paid while helping, and we go out and eat and enjoy our time. But also we're loud about it. We talk about it. We have our meeting. We we
Hmm.
we, we tell them what our core values are when they before they get hired on their interview, and when they get hired, they sign their onboarding documents, and they know that they read the core values too. And
Mm.
we talk about them, and it starts from the top. Me and my business partner operate like I operate every single day based on our core values. So I guess by default, you know, people will just do what you do as well because they see that, hey,
Yeah.
he's doing something right. It makes him feel good. It makes me feel good. Why not do it too, right?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna have some bad apples, and by
Sure.
by naturally this happens. If life happens. Some people maybe they weren't bad apples and they become bad apples, but we give them pips and performance plans, right? Forget what it stands for, but
Yeah.
we help
Yeah.
them, we help them get out of it. And then if they don't, then we part ways, and
Yeah.
it's all good. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But we do recognize that. And it doesn't even have to come from me. Because you build this sanctuary,
Mm.
your other team members start to spot, you know, these these little, bad apples
Hmm.
or these traits, and they talk to
Hmm.
them. They try to tell them, hey, you know, look at it this way.
So
You don't
good.
need to do this. And then if that doesn't work, then it might come to us, right? Some of these things get resolved before they even come to my desk, right?
Yeah.
So
I
I
love
guess
that.
that's the day to day. I think I just described some of
That's
the.
that's a great day to day, I have to say. Like it sounds like you're living the dream and helping others live the dream in a smart way too. And then giving back all along the way. So when you look at the future of All in Nation, when you look at the workshops and the webinars, where do you see All in Nation and everything that you do in the next, say, 3 to 5 years?
Um, I I don't know. I used to say I did. I know that
Mm,
I'm not gonna be. I'm probably if I ever retired, I'll probably have like a working retirements.
yes,
Where I'm gonna be
I
always
hear that a lot.
yeah,
Hmm.
right. So I don't know if I might exit some companies externally, meaning sell, build and sell. I might exit some companies internally, where just
Hmm.
hire some operators and I just oversee it and maybe oversee it once
Yeah.
a week or so, and then maybe invest more, and then try to invest more time with the family. Maybe after
Yeah.
I've been working since I was a kid, and my son today was trying to block me from leaving. He's like, "No, don't go to
Oh,
work. Don't go to work." And I'm like, "Bob, I have to go to work. I have certain things that I'm,
yeah.
committed to." So maybe be more present with my family and be more maybe help maybe people maybe sit on a few boards, to
Mhm.
help other companies while being on their board, as a board member.
Yeah, I love
Uh,
that.
I don't know what that would look like, but I know that we strive to making $100 million annually.
Mhm.
So whenever that happens, if it happens, great. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna strive for it.
Mhm. Yeah. I think about the way you started this podcast with your history and where you came from and the struggle that was there. And then now your kids know nothing about that really, from a sense of they probably don't want for anything.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you by being able to provide that?
I'm obviously I'm super proud about it, and I did it firsthand with my parents. Before I exited the car business, and before I exited the car business, I had over $500,000 in that business, in cars, in equity, and cash,
Mhm.
and I walked away from that. I said, hey, I'm gonna pursue this. I built the business; it's running on by itself. Like you guys, you're good. And I paid off my parents' mortgage prior to doing that because I want to make sure
Wow.
they're in good hands. And I paid off all their credit cards, and
Mm.
I made sure that they're taken care of. But for my kids, you know, I'm not gonna. They're gonna have to earn it. And I
Mhm.
talk to my son like this because he's conscious enough to understand what I'm saying. My daughter not so much; she's still little, but but my son, I talk to him that nothing is given. Everything is earned, and I talk to him about life more than anything. We talk about science. We talk about
Mm.
like Brand, even though he's young. I try to have an adult conversation with him and how he should be a better person, how to be a better person, because they don't even know
Mhm.
what's a good person, what's a bad person. That's why they're always asked like, "Is this a good guy or a bad guy?" when they're watching a movie or
Yeah.
something. Right? They don't even ask for anything else because they're trying to navigate through life from that lens,
Right.
right? And then part of it, you kind of sneak in the business acumen, right, as having a conversation of why they should earn their keep, and why they should do better so
Mm.
they can give more, and why how to be better human beings, if by working, by doing the right thing, by making,
Yeah.
you can also help other people and help yourself, and you can't expect everything handed to you. So we talk my wife does a great job at that at home too.
Mm.
She explains to him, you can't overindulge, you can't overbuy toys, and if you have extra toys, give. And so these, I guess, just parenting, I guess you don't even have to
Yeah.
be a business person to parent well, but if you're a business person and you want to parent, you can always, slip these in here and there. You're like,
It's leadership talks with your kids.
absolutely, absolutely. And then if they grow up and not wanting to be a business owner, that's fine. I support
Yeah.
you. But as long as you know exactly what you want. Now at least you've actually calculated, you actually thought about it enough to know what you
Yeah. Yeah. I love that so much. I think that's great. I think it's incredible what you've done. And I love that you're helping people through your workshops and just the mentorship part of it and then giving back is really what's going to stand out to me in this show. Because I think leaders that are listening right now, that yes, there's the hustle, but then when you become the CEO, it becomes more about giving back and training others up. So I love that.
Thank
I
you.
want to get into some rapid fire questions, if you will, and have a little fun. Is that okay?
Hit me.
All right. What is the key to success for you?
Resilience.
Mm.
Be resilient. If you're not resilient in business, you can't. You have to endure. And a lot of
Hmm.
people are probably enduring in this term right now in the last couple of years.
Yes.
It's been rough with inflation, with what COVID
Hmm.
caused, the supply and demand
Yeah.
chain and the inflation itself, and we're downsizing. So yeah, be resilient.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. What is your one piece of advice for other business owners? Might be the same, but what would you say?
We could say adapt to change. I used to be stubborn. I
Mm.
didn't want to change at first and thinking my way is the best way. And then when I learned that I'm not, uh, that propelled me,
Yeah.
yeah, enormously. Like, think there is a better way. There's always a better way. Just
Hmm.
ask.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Adapt to change, always learning. Okay. Book or podcast? What are you listening to or reading right now?
Um, I've listened to so many business books. The most recent book that I'm listening to, which has nothing to do with business, it's called The Power of Now. Uh,
Mm,
Power is a German the German his name is Eckhart Tolle. Um, has nothing to do with business, but you know, you do better as a person, it spills over into business.
hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but I can definitely recommend, we can do this offline. I can recommend some great leadership
Yeah.
books.
I
It
love
sounds
that.
like you're very interested in leadership books. I can give you.
Yes, for sure. And I've seen a theme throughout the show that you are too. Yeah, I love that. Okay, this is a fun one that I like to ask. If you had a little bit of magic dust and could sprinkle it anywhere in your business, where would you sprinkle it?
Today,
Yeah.
Magic Dust, I want to grow our sales team. This is our last
Okay.
department. That's our last department that needs out. Literally, in my task list, we checked off everything. The sales team, we changed our sales department recently in
Hmm.
the last 3 months, and now we have it all facilitated. We just need to add more people, and we're trying to find
Mm.
a hybrid between in-house and virtual. Um,
Mm.
but that, but
What
if
would that do for you?
what that would do, honestly, just it's on the trajectory that we've put in place
Yeah.
because our finance department is in place, our admin department has been in place, and HR, our operation
Hmm.
is in place, our marketing is in place. All of it is in place. The last thing now is sales, so that completes the circle. In
Mm.
an ecosystem, you need to all
Hmm.
departments to work with each other. It's you know when you have departments, right? It's not just if it's not just me one man show, right? It's the company,
Right.
right? So they have to work in unison, and the sales
Mm.
team is that last part, that last piece
It's
of it.
good.
Not that we're not making sales, we are, but I think that it could grow.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. We always could grow more, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, before we get to the last question of the day, share with everyone how they can find you, follow you, connect with you, all the things.
Thank you. You can go to allinnation.com. On Instagram, I'm Sal Shakir, SalShakir. And the the Facebook is Sal Shakir as well.
Okay. Okay. We'll put that on the show notes as well. So, okay. Final question of the day. What is most inspiring you today?
Honestly, I from today or from like life.
Whatever you want to share.
What inspires me, first of all, thank you for you guys reaching out to me and being on the show. Like that's
Oh,
definitely it is inspiring because I need to do more of that.
yeah.
Like bring
Mm,
people to our show or just highlight them, right? So that's beautiful.
mm,
But I'm recently I've been inspired to be more of a. I want to be an elite human being, and I know
mm,
it sounds cliche, but like in every area of my life, and that would be is being a better human being and family man, and
mm.
everything else will fall in place. So
Wow.
I'm inspired by other good, principled human beings.
Mm.
That's
That is
strive for that.
another amazing message I think we all need to hear too. Yeah. I love that. Well, this has been an amazing show. I love hearing stories, and your story will stand out to me. So, for sure. So, thank you so much for sharing. And to our listeners that are watching, I just encourage you to save this episode, come back and listen to it because Sal really did have some amazing business nuggets, but also some life inspiration that I think we all needed to hear. So, also, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any show that drops just like this one. And a special thanks to our audience for joining us today. But more importantly, thank you to you, Sal, for joining us. Your story was amazing.
Thank you for having me.
It was great. Well, until next time, thanks for joining us. Bye.